And today's meditation, I'm super excited about because it's about your childlike essence, getting connected back with your inner child in a really positive, fun way. And this is inspired by my daughter, Faith, because she is she's 5, and she is absolutely so much fun and shocks me and entertains me all day long. I used to think that musicals were a little bit, I mean, I like musicals, but I thought that they were unrealistic. That's all, that people don't burst out into song in the middle of, you know, the street because their car broke down or whatever. Well, my daughter, she does. She has a song for everything. Her preschool teachers tell me that she's always like putting on shows for her preschool class. So sometimes they're love ballads, sometimes they're raps. Sometimes, I mean, she comes up with stuff depending upon the situation all the time. But it's connected to that deep joy of just creating. And that's in all of us, right? There's no means to an end. She's not like, oh my gosh, I hope I make, you know, a ton of money off this song. She just is creating because it's fun and it's from the heart. And we're all artists in that way. Like we're all painters and singers and dancers until, you know, it had to become some serious thing where we had to, you know, are you going to be that as a profession? Otherwise you can't possibly do that just for fun. And I think that's not true. And I mean, I have a whole studio based off of, you know, an acting studio, and we have so much fun. Sometimes it's challenging because we're looking at what it is to be human. And that deals with the whole thing, right? Emotions and all this stuff. But ultimately it's fun. I mean, acting is called, you know, when in the theater, it's a play. It's supposed to be fun. And we were all doing this as kids, coming up with stuff, painting, singing, dancing. And that's where your talent lives. So I invite you to get back in touch with that part of yourself and see where it can help your life now. I look like I'm 300 feet tall, like my head is hitting the ceiling. It's funny because I'm shooting these on my laptop right now. I have been looking into some cameras because I'm constantly pixelated. One of my friends was like, I don't like the filter you're using. I'm like, filter? And by filter, you mean my laptop and not good lighting system. Because there's no filter, but it gets all like weirdly pixelated. Anywho, any doodle McNoodle. The point is to get back to that childlike nature where you're just creating because it's fun. Like my daughter will go, I'll take her to this little play area in the mall, and she'll say on the way, like, I can't wait to meet new friends. And then they get there, and a lot of times they don't even know each other's name. They'll play for an hour, and then they don't even introduce each other until the end. They're like, oh wait, by the way, what's your name? Maybe I'll see you again. Because it was just connected on joy and play. And they weren't like, well, what can I get from you? And where's this relationship going? And what's in it for me? And what's your backstory? What's your deal? What are your past relationships like? You know, there's none of that. There's just like right now, let's play. You're into it, I'm into it, let's go. Joy. My daughter said something to me last night that she says a lot of things that just blow me away all the time. I named her Faith, and one day she said, Mom, why couldn't you have named me something regular? You know, just like any other name. Like I love my friends' names, you know, just something simple like Katie or Sarah or something. And I'm like, well, those are beautiful names, but I love your name, Faith. And she was like, Mom, really? Faith? I said, what? She's like, it's a lot to live up to. Like, touche, touche. So she has a point. But I think with her name, I'm like dancing around. I think with her name, I mean, it's her. Name her, it like, just like she did. She was on a mission. She like named herself. Because she wanted to come here. Like I could feel that when I was pregnant. I was like, this girl, it's like, I'm just a vessel. She, like, get out of the way because she's got something to do here. It's a mission. So last night at the gym, after we got done with the swim, didn't even mean for that to rhyme. That was a bonus. So we gym, swim, that rhymes. Why did that take me a second? Okay. Oh yeah. Focus. I'm connecting with my childlike essence. This is like who I really am, like ADD. Any doodle McNoodle. I already said that. Okay. Well, this is profound stuff. That's why. So are you ready? It's kind of a lot. So we're getting dressed and all the things in the locker room afterwards. And suddenly she just burst into tears out of nowhere. And I'm like, what's wrong, honey? She's like, Mommy, can I tell you something? I was like, sure, of course you can tell me anything. She said, I've been waiting so long to get here. Do you know how long and hard it was for me to get here? Do you know how long I wanted to come? And I said, to the gym? And she's like, no, Mommy, everywhere, here, Earth. I was like, uh-huh. Because weirdly, I kind of knew that's what she was saying before I said the gym. I said, go on, honey, because sometimes she just drops these bombs on me, like these truth, like spiritual bombs that are just a lot. And she said, I wanted to come sooner, but you weren't ready. And God said that it's dangerous there and that I wasn't ready. Until I was so ready and I was so mad because I wanted to come so bad that I burst into a million pieces. I became everything. And then I went into this vacuum of light and ended up in your belly. I was like, so you want mac and cheese for dinner? Or what are we doing right now? It was just like this profound thing because I've also always thought, and I've never shared this with her, she's 5. I've never told her this before. I've always thought that we chose to come here. And you may agree or disagree with me on this, of course, like no problem. And that's what meditation is all about, is looking at your own thoughts about things. And then who's thinking those thoughts, and then who's observing those thoughts, and then connecting in with you and what you feel. So if I ever say something where you're like, wrong, that's fine. That's all good. Because then you can look at those places within yourself that go, what is wrong about that? Or what is confronting about that? Or what do I believe? And that's what this is about. Like, so I'm not offended. I don't want you to be like lockstep with everything I think. Woo, I'm on fire today. Maybe it's the coffee. So here's the deal. I believe that we chose to come here and we were part of this light, like pure light, pure joy, pure love. And then we're like, I want to go down there to that life school. Like that looks fun. And God, source, creator, whatever you want to call it, right? Is like, no, you're not ready. You are not ready to be in that human body. You're going to forget. You're going to forget that you're pure light, pure joy, pure. And you're like, no way. I see them down there doing their thing, driving the cars, going, I can do that. I got this. I got this on lock. Send me down. I'm in. And God's like, And then we're like, no, I want to. And give me the big ears and the nose and the thing, whatever, all of our stuff, even things that you hate about yourself. You're like, yeah, sounds fun. Put me in, sign me up. I love it. Because it doesn't mean anything to us because of pure light, pure love. And then we come down and we're babies and we can't speak. We know everything. That's why we're pure love, pure trusting. Look at the babies who have come through horrible situations. And if that was you, God bless you. Look how far you've come because you were in full surrender. A baby like that, full surrender. You're just dependent on everybody else. You're just trust, total trust. And then as soon as we start talking, we begin to forget. Because now we become more and more in human form and identifying with the human form because we're speaking the language and naming things. And once you name something, you know, it loses its meaning. It's like, I'm so terrible at like coming up with I think of the quote, but I can't think of the person who did the quote. We'll go with proverb. I think it was a proverb that said, the moment you name a rose, it loses all its meaning. Because then we're just like, oh, that's a rose. Instead of being like, that is a miracle. What is that? That's the childlike essence I'm talking about. Wow, what is that? That's amazing. I mean, kids will play with dirt and rocks. Like, what? This is awesome. Textures and feelings and, right? So that's the childlike essence I'm talking about. And sometimes, and of course now the lighting's changing, but, and sometimes we have to start pushing it down because you're expected to be an adult as a kid. Or maybe you were in a really bad situation as a kid, where you didn't get to be a kid. A lot of kids are robbed of their childhood because they're expected to be adults right away. And so some of us didn't ever learn how to be a kid. You know, I mean, I remember one time I was babysitting and I was playing with the little girl and we were just making believe with dolls and whatever. And the mom got really sad and she's like, how do you do that? That I don't know how to come up with stuff like that. I never played as a kid. So I don't like, it's so foreign to me. So if that's you, God bless you. You're here. You've made it this far. And there's no accident while you're watching this. So let's get in touch with our childlike nature because we can actually learn a lot from them. They're massive creators, inventors, artists, dancers, singers, without a means to an end. They just do it, constantly creating, present, connected, and ready to explore the world, like with brand new eyes every day. Like it's so exciting. It is so exciting. So let's get in touch with that part of ourselves, that childlike nature. As the sun completely shifts, we'll see what happens. But it doesn't matter, right? I'm just going with it, you guys. If you couldn't tell already. So also, please, whoa, I'm in a spinny chair, fun. If you haven't subscribed, please do so that you know when I upload these. This is all very new to me, this YouTube land. So I appreciate you jumping on because I wanted to just give these. This is something from my childlike nature that was just like, I want to do this. I want to give these. I just want to. And I'm learning a massive amount and we'll be upgrading into better cameras and all that good stuff. But this is all part of the journey. And I just appreciate you like riding along with me and like, let's just have fun and connect back in so that we can create and enjoy our lives. I think the more people that are enjoying their lives, I think crime will reduce. I think this ease in the body could be greatly reduced. I mean, there's so many benefits. Like you don't know, I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. You don't, from meditation and just feeling good and taking time to do stuff like this, you don't know all the bills that you don't have to pay. Meaning like you could be saving on medical bills and I believe in therapists, but like on therapy bills or like, you know, just all sorts of things that you don't have to pay for because you're just feeling good. But see, because you don't see that, you don't see the money you're saving, you don't think of it like anything. But every time you meditate, you're putting a deposit in the bank of health, a deposit in the bank of love, connection, joy, creativity. So how can your life shift when your bank account is full of those things? It can shift in massive ways. So I invite you also to follow along if you haven't been, and if you have been, continue to. And that's it. So let's do it, right? Let's do it. So with that, if you will just find a seat, Sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders down your back, and close your eyes.
Take a deep breath in and out of your nose. Getting an image of yourself here at 3, 4, or 5 years old. Breathe nice and deeply. Imagining yourself looking into your eyes, seeing that innocent, pure, connected, present, massively creative part of yourself, your childlike essence. Breathe. Now take this part of yourself, this version at 3, 4, 5 years old, to someplace really fun in your mind's eye. Feeling the joy well up in your heart, take a deep breath in and out. From this excited, possible place where you want to explore, you get to be here. Take a deep breath in and out. With every breath, you feel the joy welling in your heart, breathing you, healing you, loving you. Now imagine you take a seat somewhere with this version of yourself. You look deep into your own eyes as a little kid and ask for any advice that this youthful version of yourself has for you right now. Listen. Breathe. Listening for all the advice this highly artistic, connected, present part of yourself has for you right now. Apologize to this part of yourself for ever being mean. Give yourself a big hug and thank this version of yourself for the sage advice. Beginning to see things now with new eyes. Looking at a rose for the miracle that it is. Looking at the sunshine, the moonshine, the trees, the stars. Looking at everything as an explorer with new eyes, excited for each moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Often we think how much we are teaching kids, and yet there's also so much we can learn from them. What have you forgotten? What are you here to remember now?